You may have noticed that the spiritual path is not a straight road, but a whirlwind, leading you through different religions, philosophies, and perspectives. Because the divine within you is calling you to something greater. God is too vast to be confined to any one religion. Each being's path to liberation is entirely unique. If everyone truly followed their inner calling, no two spiritual paths would look alike. Yet many people try to fit themselves into a predefined religious mold or framework, thinking they must conform to a specific doctrine to find truth. But when you do this, you are compromising a part of yourself. Have you ever felt like you had to conform to a religion's expectations, much like an employee proving loyalty to a company just to earn a paycheck? Religions, like corporations, have structures designed to maintain control. You are expected to believe in the mission, the doctrines, and all the details in order to attain salvation, according to that system. But the moment your personal insights deviate from the standard beliefs, you are seen as a heretic, a rebel. Instead of deepening your connection with the divine, you may find yourself entangled in human ego structures, trying to prove your devotion to religious authority figures rather than to God. But ask yourself, what is more important, proving loyalty to a human institution or following the call of God within? No single religion has ownership of truth. Each religion that claims to have the exclusive truth is missing something vital. No single religion holds all the truth, yet all of them contain aspects of it. You may have been taught that, as a Christian, you should not enter a Shinto shrine or pray at a Hindu temple. But this is a misunderstanding. The divine is not bound by religious labels. When you enter a sacred space, you are not a Christian, a Buddhist, or a Muslim. You are simply a seeker, present in the moment, communing with the sacred. The great spiritual masters, Krishna, Christ, Buddha, Lao Tzu, and Muhammad, were all pointing to the same eternal reality. Lord Krishna declares in the Bhagavad Gita, "Whatever path men travel is my path. No matter where they walk, it leads to me." Bhagavad Gita 4:11. All paths, O Arjuna, lead to me. Similarly, Christ says in the Bible, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John 14:6. At first glance, some might think Christ is being exclusive, but when understood spiritually, he is pointing to the Christ consciousness, which exists in all beings. Just as Krishna speaks of all paths leading to him, Christ is saying that divine realization is the only true way to God. These are not opposing ideas. They are the same truth expressed in different words. Religious identity often becomes a form of ego identification. People wear crosses, recite scriptures, or display religious symbols. But if the heart is not transformed, these outward displays mean nothing. A sincere Shinto practitioner who cultivates harmony with nature and respect for nature may be closer to enlightenment than a so-called Christian who spends their time arguing with others, using religion as a weapon. The Bible itself warns against hollow displays of faith. These people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Matthew 15:8. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita teaches, "Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear." Bhagavad Gita 18:66. This verse invites you to go beyond the structures of religion and seek direct union with the divine. Both Krishna and Christ emphasize surrender, trust, and devotion as the path to liberation, proving that they speak the same eternal truth. If you look deeply, you will find that all religions ultimately point toward the same truths. The Tao Te Ching teaches that the Tao, or the Way, is beyond names and forms. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. Tao Te Ching 1. This is the same message echoed in mystical Christianity, where God is described as beyond human comprehension. Buddha and Christ also share profound similarities in their teachings. They both rejected rigid dogma and pointed directly to the inner transformation necessary for enlightenment. Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." Dhammapada 315. This is identical to Christ's words, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Matthew 6:34. Christ and Buddha emphasize the importance of detachment from worry and worldly concerns. A Course in Miracles states, "The truth is within you. Do not look for it elsewhere." This is the essence of all spiritual paths. The Bhagavad Gita mirrors this idea, with Krishna saying, "I am seated in the hearts of all living beings." Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Both texts affirm that enlightenment is not found in external rituals, but in the realization of the divine within. Your spiritual journey is not about becoming a better Christian, Muslim, or Buddhist in a worldly sense. It is about knowing yourself. The ancient Greek maxim, "Know thyself," is the foundation of all true spiritual seeking. If a religion does not bring you closer to understanding your own divine nature, then it is failing in its purpose. Many religious leaders throughout history have gone beyond their own traditions to seek truth. The Dalai Lama has openly studied Christian mysticism. Sufi poets like Rumi spoke of divine love that transcends religious boundaries. Even Jesus challenged the religious authorities of his time, pointing people toward a direct relationship with God rather than rigid legalism. Many people wear their religious identity like a badge, mistaking affiliation for true spirituality. But religious symbols, attire, or outward proclamations do not bring one closer to God. Lao Tzu warns in the Tao Te Ching, "The more prohibitions you have, the less virtuous people will be." Tao Te Ching, chapter 57. Likewise, Jesus said, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of greed and self-indulgence." Matthew 23:25. The external appearance of religion means nothing if the heart remains unchanged. Spiritual growth happens internally, through surrender, humility, and direct communion with the divine. Religion at its highest is meant to lead you to self-realization, to know God within. But when religion becomes rigid, it loses its purpose and becomes another system of control. Islam teaches in the Quran, "To Allah belong the East and the West, so wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah." Quran 2:115. This is another way of saying that God is not confined to any particular place, name, or form. The divine is everywhere and in everything. In Christianity, Christ says, "The kingdom of God is within you." Luke 17:21. In Hinduism, the Upanishads state, "Tattvam asi," thou art that. All these teachings confirm the same truth. God is not external but resides within. Your journey is your own. No one else can dictate it for you. If you find wisdom in different traditions, follow your intuition. Krishna, Christ, Buddha, and all great teachers encourage seeking truth beyond dogma. Rumi, the Sufi mystic, beautifully states, "There are 1,000 ways to kneel and kiss the ground." No path is superior. No religion holds a monopoly on truth. The only thing that matters is the sincerity of your heart and your willingness to seek divine union. Fear keeps many people trapped within rigid religious systems. You may have been taught that questioning your faith will lead to punishment, or that stepping outside religious boundaries will result in spiritual loss. But God is not a tyrant waiting to condemn you for seeking truth. If the divine is truly loving and infinite, then no sincere seeker is ever lost. Let go of the fear that keeps you from exploring. Step beyond the boundaries of religious dogma, and you will find that the divine is everywhere. The moment you stop seeking external validation for your spirituality and start listening to the divine voice within, you will discover true freedom. You are not meant to fit into a mold. You are not meant to follow someone else's path. You are here to awaken to your own divine nature. And that journey, your journey, is sacred, unique, and beyond any one religion. All religions attempt to describe the indescribable. They are different languages pointing to the same reality. The goal is not to find the one true religion, but to awaken to the eternal truth within. Lao Tzu reminds us, the Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. Tao Te Ching, Chapter 1. Jesus teaches, God is spirit, and his worshippers must worship in the spirit and in truth. John 4:24. The path to God is not about following rigid rules, but about letting go of the illusions of the ego and surrendering to divine truth. You do not need to belong to a specific religion to know God. You need only seek truth with sincerity. Let go of attachments to religious identity and embrace the universal wisdom found in all spiritual traditions. Krishna says, "Surrender unto me alone. I shall liberate you from all sins. Do not fear." Bhagavad Gita 18:66. Jesus echoes this. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. The message is the same. Surrender, and you will be free. The spiritual path is not about being a better Christian, Buddhist, or Hindu. It is about knowing yourself as an expression of the divine. When you realize this, you will see that all paths lead to the same eternal truth.